to Chancellor Woodson Schools. I am Darnaya Darice. My students affectionately call me Mrs. D. Huh? Can you hear it? Can you say it? Yes, Mrs. D. And today we're going to be talking about multiplying doubles. We're going to get a little practice with it, and I'm going to show you an easy, simple way, a method that I love to use and teach my students. So let's go ahead and begin in class with Mrs. D. All right, so when multiplying doubles, I like to use what I call the MAM method. The MAM method, yes, M-A-M, MAM. It stands for multiply. The A stands for add. And the last second M stands for multiply again. All right, so what does M-A-M or MAM stand for? You got it. It stands for multiply, add, and multiply. So that is the method we're going to use today. All right, so what do we mean when we say multiplying doubles? Take the number 10, for instance. Nice and easy. We all know the number 10, correct? 1 and 0 make the number 10. All right, so multiplying doubles, when you do that, you're just multiplying 10 twice. You're multiplying the same number with itself. So 10 times 10 is an example of multiplying a double. All right, so now there is another trick on how to multiply with zeros. So I'm going to show you that. And anytime you're multiplying with zeros, guys, you're going to go ahead and multiply your first set of numbers, your first column, which you have a tens column and the ones column in this example. So I'm going to multiply my tens column 1 times 1. That first set multiply 1 times 1, which is just 1. And anytime you're multiplying by zeros, the same amount of zeros that's in the problem has to be in your answer. So in this problem, how many zeros do we have? You guessed it again. We have 1, 2, 0. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 0. So 10 times 10 is 100. Now that's an easy way of multiplying with zeros. And I will do another video, possibly if you want it, on multiplying by zeros. So that's one way. However, using the MAM method, I'm going to take 12 times 12. Now, many of you, or some of you, should know this by heart if you study your multiplication timetable. The MAM method comes in handy, all right? So, just by off bat, if you know your timetables, 12 times 12 is 144, correct? Well, I'm going to show you a simple way how to get to the answer again if you forgot how to get to it, or if you forgot what the answer is and didn't memorize it. So with the MAM method, all you do is first multiply your tens column. Your very first column, you're going to multiply. 1 times 1, Good, is 1. Now, the second column is where you do your last 2 steps, which is add and multiply again. So when I teach the MAM method to my students, I let them know to add a plus sign at the top and a multiplication sign at the bottom. All right, these are the operations that we are using, all right, for your second column. So the MAM method goes by columns, okay? So you're going to multiply your first column, you add the second column, and then multiply that same column. So 2 plus 2 is, you got it, 4, and 2 times 2 is, you guessed it, 4. Simple, right? Okay, let's try another one. What about 13 times 13? All right, we're going to follow this same idea, the MAM method. So we're first going to multiply the first column, and 1 times 1 is, you guessed it, so easy, 1. And then the second column, we're going to put our plus sign, and we're going to put our multiplication sign. So we're going to add the second column first, and then multiply that same column. So 3 plus 3 is 6. And 3 times 3 is 9. So 13 times 13 is 169. Easy, right? Go ahead and try the MAM method with 11 times 11. Now there's another trick with multiplying 11s. We'll show that one in another video, okay? But try it on your own, all right? So Now that you tried 11 times 11 on your own, hopefully you got 121 as your answer. Let's go ahead and try one where you have to carry over a number. All right, so let's go ahead and try 16 times 16. All right, so let me make my X sign. I like to make my multiplication sign so big. I don't know why, so I'm going to move it over, make it a little smaller. All right, so let's use the MAM method with 16 plus 16. I already know I'm going to have to carry over a number with this example. So again, we first multiply. M stands for multiply, that very first column, which is 1 times 1, which is 1. And then that second column, I'm going to go ahead and use an addition sign and a multiplication sign to remind myself the second column. I'm going to add first and then multiply, okay? So 6 plus 6 is 12. But that's two numbers. Remember, in the same place value, I don't put 1, 2. No, I have to move the 1 over to the next place value. So I'm going to bring the 1 here and then leave my 2 here. All right, so later on I'm going to have to come back and add this together. Now when you do it this way, you just make it small so you can remember, okay, I add these two together. So we did 6 plus 6 is 12, but I'm going to move the 1, carry the 1 over here. All right, and then I'm going to multiply 6 times 6, which is our last part of our MAM method, and 6 times 6 is 36. All right, so I'm not going to write 36 like this. No, remember we have to carry it over to the next place value. So I'm actually going to put a little 3 under here because I'm carrying it over to the next place value in line, and then I'm going to add these two numbers together to get my new answer. And so 16 times 16 end up being 256.
All right, guys, so I have Samaya here. She is a 5th/6th grader this year. She's going to show us an example of her multiplying 14 times 14. Remember, this mental math trick works for multiplying doubles between 10 and 20. So if you have students that are working between 10 and 20 with multiplying doubles, this is a good quick skill to learn, just to have in their knowledge base. Alright guys, we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the Chancellor Woodson Schools page. And until the next video, always remember to keep learning.